Hello and welcome to the Oracle of the Tides. And like the tides, if you're seeing this message, it is arriving at its own time right now for you. This is a timeless reading. Let's get into it. Let's see. But oh my God, the spirit is spiriting. Look at that, beginnings, new freaking beginnings. All right, hold on, y'all. I'm no longer candid. But I'm gonna start this over. If it pops up the same, then you already know. All right, let's see what Spirit has to share with us. What is the message? What is the message, Spirit, that you would like for us to know? Oh, okay. Chemistry, divine feminine energy. All right now. Ooh, okay, sparks are flying. Feminine energy. Let's get some clarification. What is this chemistry? Where is that coming from? Within or without? Realization. There's an awakening. Let's see. Understanding. Awakening of the self or awakening about a significant other. Oh, I almost flipped out. All right. Someone is possibly also realizing how powerful they are. And let me say, memories, illusions, and breaking point. Yeah. Let's see the bottom of the deck. Nourishment. Yep. Someone has realized the divinity within themselves. Yeah, that breaking point. They broke out of that illusion, that final straw, whatever the hell that was going on, they realized, overwhelmed, all that shit. Yep, they reached their limit. They're like, I'm not for this anymore. I'm not for this. The unbalancement, the illusion, distortment, all that chaos is like, no, I'm good. Heavy on that. I'm not about to do the same cycle over and over and over. You and your energetic bag. You're planting, you're nourishing yourself, you're doing growth, listen, do not disturb energy. Also picking up healing inner child. Heavy on healing the inner child. Probably something popping up this week. I want to say Tuesday or possibly tomorrow since today is Monday. Something coming up, whether it's like family related or some type of, I feel like it's something to do with like a family member, speaking to a relative about something, maybe pulling out some old photos, and just healing your childhood, excuse me. Y'all, it's been cold and this was this weather has been kicking my butt. So bear with me. Healing those wounds, and also, like I said, nostalgia, but heavy on the planting. I know it's cold out there, but if you're in a space where it's sunny, it's bright, put your hands in some soil, put your feet in some soil, touch grass. But I pick up like going through soil, wet soil, planting, plant some seeds, nourish your garden, spiritually, physically, financially. Also, I would also recommend, like, if you have a seed, if you want to dedicate, because it's something I'm also doing, you have a single seed, you plant it, use it as a representation of yourself. Take care of it. Plants are much like people, like some people like the light. Some people, when you move them just an inch, they die off. Some need a lot of water and citrus. Some thrive on being left the fuck alone. Extroverts, introverts, omniverts. Plants are very much like humans, and not all of them require the same thing. And that's, it's not cookie cut, much like people. And I feel like if you, take that, small ritual and you plant a single seed and you treat that plant like your own soul, it shows you consistency of not only being able to nourish something outside of yourself, but mostly that there's a reflection of you, that you can be consistent within yourself. That same energy and nourishment that you was given out to other people, that you have now gone through your realization, and you're not like dealing with any of that. Their illusions are broken, all that distortment, they're lying all the time, unbalanced. You can't go back and forth. The Libra energy, balance that shit out. Now it's easy to like, if a person is like, oh, and it's not also not your battle. If a person is way better at balancing than balancing themselves, well, listen, we're out of that era of like, oh, we can see the good in this. At least they know how. No, they still need to do their work, and it's not up to you. Now, I understand the doors swings both ways. If a person is showing up for themselves and you can show up for them too, you know. But all that unbalanced energy and chaos just brings you back down, like, you know, like 60-40. You know, you can't be like, oh, 40% of the time it's this, but 60%, oh yeah, 60% of the time it's pure BS, and it harms you more than it actually fixes you. Like I said, a lot of you guys went through that breaking point. You had to have that final realization, that final straw, and also it took that overwhelming experience to be like, you know what, this ain't it. Um, Heavy on some dark shit too. You know, dwelling on memories, and then like, yes, you know, it is bittersweet, reflecting on all those things you experienced, but also getting back to you. Who are you? What are the things that made you happy? Creating those thought forms when you have anxiety, not in a way as to dissociate, but in a way to bring that energy back. Where it's like, okay, maybe there's a song that registered to you with uh, some inner child moment where you're happy. So when you're feeling in distress or anxiety, play that song, pull in that energy that made you feel full of self-confidence and happiness and just joy, and just exploring with wonder the little things that maybe you felt like you've gotten away from, and be gentle with yourself. Maybe wear some pink and green this week. I feel pink, green, and white, but definitely heavy on pink and green. Ooh, let's see, what else do we have? Spirit, do you have anything for us, or just should I choose the deck? Bottom of the deck. Sorrow, loss, grief, depression. Yeah, some of you guys probably got off of that. Some of y'all, that breaking point. People trying to put their shit on you. Absolutely not. And then for some of you guys, you detached or let go of whole shadow and beast, and that entity is no longer yours. So even though you can reflect on it, doesn't mean that you should feel like the need to now bring that back into your being, you know? And maybe that has attached to something that probably jumped off of you, probably jumped off and jumped onto somebody else, because a lot of times those negative spirits don't belong to one specific person. It's just like you're feeling good one minute, and then suddenly you're feeling like out of tune. Like, yes, there's, you know, the body, the chemical makeup where, you know, bipolar and all sorts of different stuff, but you know that, you know, if you know, you know the difference. You know, energies coming in, you're later on like, what the fuck came over me? You know what I'm saying? Why was I feeling like that? You done soaked on somebody else's like depression. You're like, I was just happy, and this person is just walking away looking fine and not thinking about anything. Yeah, silence. They're not going to say anything. And this is not giving me a suffering silence. It's giving, like, if a person is taking something from you, your energy, you know, and their shadow, like, I'm picking up a heavy, thick shadow, like, with, like, their arms wrapped around their knees, like, in the corner somewhere, dressed in black, and just, like, sad and depressed, and just, like, just a huge negative Nancy. Or Nelson, you know, no specific names on names, just, you know, just try to make it rhyme. But, you know, masculine and feminine energy, where they're not going to say anything. It's kind of like, if they're giving me what I need, I'm not going to say shit. I'm just going to let them do it because they're giving it to me. You know, as I say, I mean, the door swings both ways. You got to learn at the same time. You can point your fingers, but you have to decide where you want to cut those energies off. And also the other spectrum is kind of like, okay, well, they're gonna take, takers are gonna take, unless you set boundaries. You know, they'll let you save them right up and be like, and then at the end when you're feeling good, just say, well, you did it. You know, you can still help people and have boundaries. You can still help people or come into each other's lives when the timing is appropriate, and be out and be like, okay, I was here for the moment, for the season, for whatever the case may be, but it doesn't mean that I'm guaranteed that I'm gonna stay with you and hold your hand as you grow, because you have your own thing now. If that's something you want to sign up to, that's by all means freedom of choice, and you know your energy is currency. Let's see. Ooh, I feel like this one. Okay. What else message do we have? Any meeting places? Ooh. Okay. Any meeting places for the collective, shifts, signs. Okay. Speak when you're ready. I feel like there's another way. Look at that. Let's pull one on the top. The sky. And one on the bottom. Church. Look at that. First of all, your own sanctuary. I don't really say when two or more are gathered, but even just yourself, baby. Where's your sacred space? Holding church within your own sacred space, how does that look like? You know, you are the altar. If you haven't heard that before, or nobody has told that, remind you that you are the altar. You are your holy place. You are your temple, and act accordingly. And who comes into your temple and your space, and not just how when people come, but how you treat yourself. You know, how you expect other people to respect you if you don't treat your own space as a temple. You know, heavy on maybe cleaning out that closet and those cobwebs, filling up that water on the altar, or cleansing, changing those sheets, cleaning that bathroom, dusting the walls, maybe even spraying down the walls. Heavy on spraying some walls or wiping down the walls of something specific. That feels pretty specific to someone. Maybe you make a tincture and you want to wipe down your walls, protective walls of stuff. Let's see. Picking up Aquarius energy here. Aquarius is Aquarius Scorpio type of energy. Maybe somebody around you or yourself. Let's see, let's get confirmation on that. Switch this. Let's get some confirmation. Beauty, sky, and desert. Yeah, shocking. Perhaps something, I feel like I need to pull one more. Conflict. Something is about to come out. A decision. Someone that's probably being hot and cold, or an unexpected reveal. Yeah, unexpected reveal. Secrets coming to the light. You know, Scorpios, they love their secrets. Whether it's for your benefit or not, I guess you're going to see. Yeah, thinking, craving, miss you. It could be a person, or just admitting something, and also probably pertaining to yourself, conflicted, maybe something you didn't want to admit to yourself. You are gonna have this revelation about it. Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know. Sometimes it's not outside of ourselves. Sometimes it's within. All right, what else? Do we have anything else? Bottom of the deck. Boundaries. Yes. Drawing the line. I think that speaks for itself. Drawing the line. Let's do one more. Fight. Hold on. You can't. I can't even get the words out. You can't make this shit up. Boundaries and fatality. Ain't that so? Listen, if you didn't have a sign before saying like, listen, do not cross this line. Enough is enough. This is about boundaries. Farewell. Leave it behind. All that closure and shit. This is your sign, baby. These two pairs right here. You know what I'm saying? What's done is done. Now, if it comes up in the future, then you cross that bridge. Of course, have discernment and move accordingly. But yeah, did that shit. Your boundaries are your boundaries. Ain't no more crossing over. Ain't no more trying to over explain. Ain't no more oh, well, let's see, maybe they're just having a bad day, or making excuses about and heavy on how you want to run your household. And especially on, I feel like this part is specific. If you're in a partnership and you're living with someone and I feel heavy on like house management, you know, and like not just who comes into your house, but like I said, if you're a couple, you're living together, it's important to have y'all's own sacred space and safe space, you know. So if there has been some energy where you guys are like being in conflict with some stuff, you know, I think it's this time to like pause, take a step back, have that conversation, be like, okay, well, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Hey, I feel like too much of this energy is spilling over here, or hey, I need a space carved out in a home just for me. And I also feel like there's, on the other spectrum, there's two individuals who work very well with that. And I feel like if it's not you, then there's going to be someone coming into your life that shares those same qualities, where we're in it together, but we respect each other's boundaries, you know? We respect each other's boundaries. And I think that's, you know, very important. You have your identity. I think, like, you can live together and still have your own space, you know? I think it's also healthy, because then you'll be able to like share and exchange, have something to talk about, and be like, okay, if you need some time apart, it doesn't mean that you know, hey honey, I don't love you, I just need my time. And I think heavy also with men, I feel like this part is also very specific. Maybe when it comes to a man, he needs his, I'm picking up like football, maybe he needs his man cave or something, but heavy on just like also just being still. So if you're a female, you're with someone, this guy's just kind of distant, or he's been kind of edgy, he's been trying to tell you something, and you've been more fiery while they've been maybe more like water and earth. Listen to him. Maybe he was like, hey, I just need some time to just be. Doesn't mean I don't love you. I just they be in his own. He's in his own thoughts. You're trying to like just chill and think and have the space to think. And I think that's also very important. If you give them that time, you'd be surprised the transmutation and the transition happening after that. Like the domino effects, I just feel will be different. It'd be a breath of fresh air. Anyways, that's my quick reading. Please like and subscribe. Thank you, first of all. And I should have said this first. Thank you for joining me and sticking with me in my candidness. As always, let the waters move you. Trust your discernment, and you belong to you before anyone else's. All right, take care.